In my watchmaking setup, this is what the camera sees. But from my perspective, I feel like I'm running out of space. Happy New Year! I hope this video finds you happy and safe wherever you are in this sphere that we call Earth. I'm Mike and I'm a watch enthusiast in Eastern Pennsylvania, USA. Today I'm making a change to my watchmaking workspace that's easy and remarkably affordable. Here's my challenge. I've always used this silicone soldering mat as my watchmaking surface. It lays perfectly flat, cleans up easily, and provides a small amount of cushion for my parts and my wrists. It's 16 inches wide by 12 inches deep, but the divided section at the top leaves only about 9 inches of depth. My workbench is a fairly large desk, and I find myself moving tools, parts, and supplies constantly on and off of the work mat. The recessed partitions are helpful when things fit, but can be annoying when they're too small. Another thing that gets annoying is how dirt gets trapped in the small partitions. So the premise for my upgrade is that I want a larger work mat, but with fewer partitions and more space to put my tools and supplies. A word of caution. I bought a larger silicone soldering mat that had partitions, but a larger open space. Unbeknownst to me, some of the partitions had magnets embedded in the silicone. As you probably know, it's too easy to magnetize small watch parts, so a mat with magnets was a no-go. Another wish list item for my watchmaking area was some kind of wall or moat to help catch renegade parts that are trying to escape. Let's clean some stuff up here. When I searched for silicone mat on Amazon, I found a bunch of these, sold as pet feeding mats. It's BPA-free silicone, available in a number of sizes and colors. This one measures about 20.5 inches wide by 13 inches deep, not including the edges. I got this one for under $20 US. So obviously this needs to relax because it's curling up. So we're gonna leave it open. It has this gutter, this raised wall all the way around it. This is 0.6 inches high. This end is coming up a little bit. This end is coming up a little bit, but the center part feels like it's laying very flat. Feels like the mat is thinner, it's less dense than my soldering mat, but I think this is just fine. Really what I want is just a little bit of traction, so if I'm pushing down on a part that might be in a movement holder, it's not slipping around. So I'm going to let this relax for a little bit, and we'll come back in a jiffy and see if this mat is laying down. Okay, it's definitely flatter than it was before, but it's still coming up just a little bit in the corners. All right, let's lay out some of our tools and see if the extra space made a big difference. The first thing I noticed is that it feels huge compared to my old mat. There's no partitions, so you can place tools and supplies anywhere you want without them rocking. I like how the edges go completely around the entire mat. I also have enough room for my microscope trolley to slide to and fro, and I have enough reach on the arm for the microscope to reach the center of the mat. So there you have it, a quick new look for the new year. Before I go, I want to say thank you to all of my valued viewers and fellow watch enthusiasts for your support and colorful conversations over this past year. Whenever I post a video, I know I'll be learning more about the watch, the brand, or the watchmaking technique from the expertise that you bring to the table in the comments section. And if you're relatively new to watchmaking, I am so happy to have you along for the ride as we learn together. It makes me smile knowing that my little hobby is being shared with people in the UK, Canada, Europe, India, Russia, South Africa, Israel, and other parts of the globe. Before I go, I have one request. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel and click that bell to receive notifications when I post a video. Subscribers, likes, comments, and shares all influence YouTube's decision to display my thumbnails to a wider watchmaking audience. As I mentioned earlier, one of the greatest joys I get from this channel is from my viewers, so I'm asking you to help more people see my videos, giving the channel further outreach to the watchmaking community. And while you're at it, please make sure that you are subscribed to all of your favorite watchmaking YouTubers that you enjoy, as a free way of saying thank you to everyone that's spreading the joy of this wonderful hobby. I'm Mike, thank you for watching, and I look forward to our next time together.